There we go. Sorry, guys. I just have to adjust the camera. There we go. Sorry, guys. I was using my tripod. Hey, guys. All right, there we go. I think that's good. Sorry, guys. I always have to use my... Or sometimes have to use my tripod for other things. Hey, Simon. Hey, Luke Duke. Well, we only do 1 point at a time. I might actually start doing that, Simon. Hey, Edwin, welcome back. Hey, Simon, Luke Duke, and Edwin, welcome back, everybody. Hey, yo, Javier, what's up? All right, guys, welcome to another live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. We're going to do this format today, and we're going to do the board game format tomorrow. Let me make sure I'm all good and set up with everything. Hope everyone's doing good. How is everyone's day going? I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's Monday. I just had to Google it. Chill day today. Awesome. Good stuff. I'm almost running behind today. I think everything is good to go. I think... Let me just check. Let's do that. The stream shows up differently on my phone than it does on the computer for some reason. Or actually, visibly. It's 23:02 at night. That sounds pretty late, All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Yep, chill day. Good. All right, guys, welcome to another live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. Oh, no, bad timing. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and kick it off with Tribond. No, we're not. We're actually going to play Password. It's been a while. Can we make a Simon Says? I'll think about it. I'll write it down. I always like to write down you guys' suggestions, so... All right, we're going to go ahead and play Tribond today. The bonus game is King of the Hill. And if you're the most recent person to earn a point on the scoreboard, you will be the King of the Hill. And when the random timer goes off, you will get the bonus point. The throne is right here. We're going to go ahead and play Password. Password is the most strict game we have on this show. How it works is I'm going to give you guys clues and hints to my one-word password, and the first person to correctly guess it without typos, letter by letter, capitalization does not matter, we'll get a point on the scoreboard. All right. What do you call the place you live? It's smaller than a mansion, bigger than a shack. A house would be correct. That is a point for Javier. Oh, man, I got markers everywhere, guys. Javier, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in the scoreboard as red. And Javier, I want to get your game piece out. You are the GOAT. We're going to go ahead and start the timer now since we have somebody on the throne. Moving on to another round of Password. First person to correctly guess my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. What are the things that grow on the tips of tree branches and twigs that fall off of most trees at in the fall, and they change colors? They don't do it on evergreens though. However, on evergreens, it's multiple. It's multiple. Welcome back, Josh. What do you call it when you have, what's the plural of those little things that grow at the end of twigs? Remember, is password, word by word, letter by letter. Leaves would be the correct answer. Leaves would be the correct answer. That is a point for Nathan Williamson. Nathan Williamson, welcome to the scoreboard. I've got to go ahead and add your name. That is the most strict game we have. So you guys must be letter by letter right. Nathan, you're number 2 on the scoreboard. And it also looks like, so you will be represented by the number 2 token. You're welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. It has been a few days since we've done it. Nathan, you're number 2 on the scoreboard, so you're going to have the number 2 token. If this timer randomly goes off and you're the current king of the hill, you get a bonus point. Nathan, since this is your first time earning a point on this game show, congratulations. You're going to get you're going to get your name entered into the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. The Hall of Fame is anybody who's ever earned at least 1 point on this game show. You are the 196th person. Hey, Zero, you are the 196th person to enter the Hall of Fame. Hey, Zero, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. We do go off of my chat to see who sent the answers first. When we get a couple people in the chat, we're going to go ahead and go on to, I will give 2 point types with the first 2 people with the correct answer. We're going to go ahead and move on to another round of password. We'll play a variety of different card games and sometimes board games on this stream as well. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. It is always going to be one word. What is it called what do people call a place when they think that there's paranormal activities and there's a lot of spirits and ghosts going around and it scares people? You know, people will also make these for Halloween as an attraction. Haunted is correct. That is a point for Josh the Great. Welcome back, Josh. Good to see you back. Josh, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in the scoreboard as red. You're number 3 on the scoreboard. You will have the number 3 token. And your token will be red since you're a former champion. Guys, 1 person will enter the Hall of Champions today. It'll be announced 1 hour and 55 minutes to 2 hours into the stream. Josh, number 3 on the scoreboard. You will have the number 3 token, red, since you're a former champion. How it works is former Zero. Let's go, bro. This is fun. Awesome, Zero. So glad you like it. We've got so many things on how distractions are frightening. Josh, they can be. So how the scoreboard works is people, most streams, especially if I'm against the wall, I will enter 1 person into the Hall of Champions. The Hall of Champions is whoever gets the most points in the first 2 hours who's not already on the Hall of Champions. You know if somebody's already entered if they have a red name. Everybody who has a name written in black is competing into the Hall of Champions. 1 hour to 55 minutes in, I announce the Hall of Champions based off of who has the most points, and sometimes we keep going for fun after that. Also, the high score closes. The high score is currently 82 points in the first 2 hours. We're going to go ahead and move on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. This is the most strict game in the show. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. What do you call a physical thing that has a lot of words on it? Left to right here. Some Asian countries, I believe, they have the words right to left. There's a lot of stories. They can have graphs. People read these all the time. Maybe not. Dictionary is a type of this. Who has the record? Javier has the record of 82 with a high score. These are very common. In fact, there's actually one right in front of me that I wrote myself. Book is correct. It was book Singular 80 Gogs, welcome back. All right, who got book on my screen? Javier, you said books, but then you said book. Book was the correct answer. Javier, you're going to go ahead and get the point, and I'm going to put you on the throne. Welcome, Gogs. How's your evening going? What a record will probably never be touched again. It probably won't be. 82 was a ridiculously high number. Moving on to another round of password. I'm doing great. I'm doing super good today. I'm doing really good. Caught up with an old friend earlier, so it was awesome. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. What do you call water when it's fallen from the sky and it freezes and it makes this little white flake? And it typically is singular and plural. It's not hail. And it makes a beautiful white landscape. Snow would be correct. That would be a point for 0. Gogs, you unfortunately had a typo when we're playing password. You guys know this is the most strict one on here. 0903. Welcome to the scoreboard. 0, you're going to be number 4 on the scoreboard. Do have to make sure I spell your name right for my records, especially the first time I put you on the board. 0903. 1 point. Currently tied with Nathan for entering the Hall of Champions, both at 1 point. 0. It looks like this is the very first time you've earned a point on this game show, which means, congratulations, I'll be entering your name in the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. You're the 197th person to enter the Hall of Fame. We have almost 70 people in the Hall of Champions now. How many do we have for the Hall of Champions? We have 66 people in the Hall of Champions. We're going to go ahead and move on. Whoever has the most points with a name written in black will get a... Oh, I got to move. I got to update. 0, you're number 4 on the scoreboard, so you're going to have the number 4 token. Whoever I verbally said got the most recent point is the current King of the Hill, whether I've changed the piece or not. We go off of verbal, because sometimes I'll give the point out, and the timer will go off before I switch the piece. And speaking of, the timer did just go off, and I'll have you guys know I actually cannot see when it's going to go off, because the 3 key principles of this game show are we like to be fair, have fun, and keep it family friendly. So since the timer go off 0, you're actually going to get the bonus points since you're the most recent person to earn a point. Now, 0, you're currently in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions, but it's not over till it's over. Moving on to another round. Moving on to 0, no longer with 0 points. Moving on to another round of password, and then we're going to move on to another game after. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password based off the clues and the hints that I give will get a point. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. This is a mythical creature, I hope. No, it is. And they are portrayed as living a very long time. And they're more active at night. And they can go from a creature to... Oh, maybe it's not a mythical creature. A mythical character, I should say. Because I realize you guys are saying dragon and unicorn. I said creature. Bats are associated with them. They can go from bats to this. They suck on blood for food, apparently. Vampire would be correct. I'm going to make sure that you were the first person to say it. Now, guys, just so you know, we do go off of my screen. The first person on my screen to say it was 0. We do go off of my screen to break ties. Whoever's the first person to say it on my screen got it. If I say somebody else got it, but you on your screen it says you got it first, all you need to do is scroll down to the next live and scroll back up, and it will refresh your chat to the actual order. 0 got 3 points. 0 is coming in hot. We've got a new contestant and getting on the board, but watch out. We have Nathan right behind you. We're going to go ahead and move on to another round of password. One more round of password, and then we'll switch it up. Not doing good so far. This is changing. We just haven't done password much. Password has been an OG one we've been doing for the last 3 months, but we haven't done it much the last month. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. It is always one word. What is the sport where you hit a ball with a stick? The ball is super small and you have to hit it super far and you have to put it on a tee. And I say a stick, but you have to hit it with a club. My apologies on that. Golf is correct. Point for Josh. 0, you're a close second on my screen. I'm going to go back on my chat and make sure I see who said it first. It was Josh. Josh, I never gave you your first point. My apologies. Now I'm going to give you 2. Josh kicking off 0 from the throne. Current king of the hill. By the way, the timer goes off at random intervals. Come on, Shan. Stick ISO. I'm so sorry, guys. I definitely messed that one up. It goes off between 5 and 10 minutes. At least 5 minutes and no more than 10 minutes. And I do not know when it'll go off. Let me make sure this is charging. Charged. I'll put on the battery saver. Make sure the volume's up. That's not it. All right, cool. This is gonna be a fun stream. I'm glad you think so, Josh. I'm always pumped to stream. You guys always put me in a better mood, and good to have it back. Yeah, guys, I'm super energized today. Doing great. I'm glad everybody's coming in to join. Moving on to another round. We're going to go ahead and switch it up. Once we get a couple more people in, we're going to move on to giving 2 points out. It's good to have it back. It's good to be back. Once we get a couple more people in, we will move on. I will move on to giving a point to the first 2 people. Yo, Bronny, welcome back, Bronny. Good to see you. Bronny, how you doing? You should change the Discord image. I should. Thank you, Josh. I really should. I'm going to change it to my logo for the other YouTube channel, but I also need to change the logo first. So, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to Blurt. Blurt is a classic. Blurt is a fan favorite. Brody, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Blurt is where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either of these definitions will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. You're allowed as many guesses as you want, but only 1 guess per comment. So go ahead and say as many comments as you'd like. I'm lenient with typos. If you don't know the answer to the first, you can answer the second. If you know the answer to both, you just have to put them in different comments. The first dictionary definition, a piece of furniture used to rest or sleep on. The second definition, a container that is usually deeper than it is wide and is used to hold flowers or as an ornament. Bed is correct for the first one. That is a point for Josh. And vase is correct for the second one. That is a point for Gogs. Josh, you got it. And Gogs, welcome to the scoreboard. Gogs is a former champion. You are entered in as red. Gogs, you're number 5 on the scoreboard, but that doesn't matter because you have a game piece. Let me get your game piece out real quick. Ooh, kicking off Josh right in time. Timer just went off. Gogs not only coming on the board with 1, but coming on with 2. Does my typo count? Let me see your typo. Oh, Gogs, I'm so sorry. Fair is fair. It definitely counts. It definitely counts. Bronny actually said case right before Gog said vase, and on the board, C is right next to V. Unfortunately, rightfully so, this spot actually goes to Bronny. Guys, one thing that we like to do is we like to keep it fair, fun, and friendly, and it's only fair is fair. I do make mistakes. Thank you very much. He meant case. It's only fair, and I do make mistakes, and the community here is awesome. Bronny, welcome to the scoreboard. Gog, sorry you're taken off of the scoreboards, but Bronny, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you're entered in as red, and you are going to get 2 points because you technically were going to be the king. I have to go ahead and get your... I can feel my name being erased. Yeah, good. I have to get Bronny's game piece out. This is the trickiest game piece I have because it's hard for me to make it stand. Oh, it might be harder on the styrofoam. There we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. Moving on to another round of Blurt. Yes, Mike Toad's fair, fun, friendly. What about bonus points? The bonus point even went to Brawny because he was supposed to be the one to get it. We're going to move on to Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition is a color that is a mixture of red and blue. The second definition, a yellowish-white liquid that forms in an infection. Purple is correct. That is a point for Josh. Oh, repeat the second definition. Never mind. Pus is correct. That is 2 points for Josh. So you're going to double check. Sometimes I do make mistakes, especially when we're rolling, so I depend on the community to catch some, and they typically do, which I'm very, very grateful for. Josh, you're going to go ahead and get 2 points. Kick Brawny off of the throne. Moving on to another round of... You were close. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, the short, thick first finger of the human hand. The second definition, a band looped around the neck and used to support an injured arm or hand. Thumb would be correct. That is a point for 0. I'll repeat the second definition. A band looped around the neck and used to support an injured arm or hand. Sling is correct. 0. You got thumb. You're going to go ahead and get the point. Let me just come double check. Who said sling first? Brawny got sling. All right, Brawny kicking off the new guy to take the throne. Pock Pro Gamer, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. We've got a lot of competition in here. So after this round of Blurt, after the next round of Blurt, we're gonna go ahead and move on. It's gonna, welcome back, Fake Shannon. We're gonna go ahead and move on to games that will give a point to the first 2 people to get the correct answer after this round. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. Sure, we can do Tribon. The first definition is, we're gonna read that to you a specific. The first definition is a large reptile with sharp teeth and strong jaws. The second definition, to make slight, sharp, snapping sounds. Alligator is correct. Good point for Josh. To make slight, sharp, snapping sounds. It starts with a C. I'll give you guys a hint. Wow, that was a shot in the dark. Josh, that was a great shot in the dark. It was great. All right, I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock. To make slight, sharp, snapping sounds. When I put done in the chat and you guys hear this timer, that means the round is over. However, keep going. You guys still have maybe 40 seconds. To make slight, sharp, snapping sounds. I'll give you guys another hint. There's a slogan of a cereal. Snap, blank, pop, Rice Krispies. Crackle will work. I'll give it to Brawny. He was close with crack. I am lenient on typos and such on every game except password. Password's the most strict one we play. Let's see, let me just make sure that Brawny said it first. We have a lot of answers, so I'm just gonna, looks like he did. Awesome, Brawny. And you're gonna get the bonus points right down to the wire on that one. Remember, guys, this is a family-friendly show. As long as your answer is appropriate to the question, to a degree. It's okay. Besides that, please keep it family friendly in the chat. Guys, we're going to go ahead and play Tribond. Tribond's a super fun game. For the newer people out there, Tribond can be a little tricky your first round and your first couple rounds until you see how it's played. How Tribond works is I am going to read 3 things. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Actually, we have enough people, and the first 2 people... Oh... I'm glad that didn't just spill everywhere. The first 2 people to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the we'll get a point on the scoreboard. Yeah, family friendly. It is definitely. Moving on. We have Diamond Stunt Box. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point. Diamond Stunt Box. It is not Ring. That is a good guess. I'll give you guys a hint. It starts with a K. It's not Carrot. It's pretty... Kite is correct. Diamond Stunt Box. Oh. I did make a mistake. Diamond Stunt Box. They are types of kites. I definitely... Kite boxing. It's a box kite. I think. I definitely made a mistake on that, and I would like to apologize. Javier is going to be the only person to get the point. Typically, when I give 2 points out, it's a newer development in the last few weeks. Wait, isn't it the first thing people say? I'm confused. What happened? Ref, what happened? Sin bin. Oh. All right, so I'm supposed to not... What happened? Oh, it's not Think and Sink In. No, it's Tribond. It's Tribond. No problem, Josh. I thought I messed up, which I did actually mess up. Javier is going to be the only person to get a point. However, I forgot that I was going to start giving 2 points out per round. And so when that happens, I actually don't read the answer off right away, and I wait till 2 people say it. We're going to move on to another round of Tribond. The first 2 people to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point. No, you have to earn the points on this game show. Can't vote for that. That is final. We have Blueberry, Pumpkin, Coconut Cream. The first 2 people to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point. Blueberry, Pumpkin, Coconut Cream. Pie is correct. That is a point for Brawny and Gogs. Now, I will tell you, since I'm giving 2 points out per card, that means 2 points will share the 2 players will share the throne. And if the timer goes off and 2 people are sharing the throne, then they will both get a bonus point. Gogs, welcome to the scoreboard, or welcome back to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are re-entered into the scoreboard as red. He said Poe. Yes, but it's a typo. O is next to I on a scoreboard. Gogs are number 6 on the scoreboard. I am lenient with typos in every single game, except for password, as long as your typo is justifiably close. This might sound weird, but can you turn chat to see how delayed my stream is? Yes, I can, Josh. Give me 1 second. At any time, you guys can request that I pull up my chat and show you guys. Josh, go ahead while I do this, or just wait. You can scroll to the next chat and back, and it should refresh it. However, if you guys request, I can always pull up my chat. The reason I do not keep it up, even though I would like to, you don't have to close it. You can also, well, sometimes you can just scroll down and then back up. I wish I could keep my chat up here. However, people put bad things, and I don't want to get my channel in trouble. Every time I pop it up or leave it up, people start saying bad things, and so I got to be careful. All right, starting at the top, here is the chat. I don't know what specifically you want me to look for, But we have, for pie, we have Brawny said pie, Gog said Poe, Josh pie, seed, Gogs really, Gogs truly. And we're going to go ahead and put back. Gotcha, Josh, no problem. All right, we have Gogs and Brawny are getting the bonus point. I forgot to Gogs' first point. All right, we're going to go ahead and move back on to Tribond, where the first two people to tell me what these three things have in common will both get a point on the scoreboard. We have Puma, Catamount, Panther. I'm going to be back. All right, L. Edwin, we've got hopefully a longer stream tonight. I plan on going past the 2 hours. Cat would be correct. Cats, mountain lions, both acceptable answers. That is a point for Josh and Brawny. I will have you guys know sometimes you guys will say correct answers, but the answer has to be close enough on the card. Animal, for example, was not specific enough. I wanted to say like testing and count how many seconds would pop up on your stream. Oh, so the delay, the latency. The latency is different every time. I have the latency intentionally on here, and I don't take it away. But it's also it changes depending on how many people are in the stream and how many people are using my Wi-Fi at home. And so the latency, you could test it now, and it could be different 3 hours from now. It could be different tomorrow. If you'd still like me to leave it up for a couple minutes, I can do that. But just so you know, it's not going to be consistent from stream to stream. It should be consistent for everybody. But then there's individual times where if your internet's lagging that day, then obviously you'd be further behind. So we're going to move on to, if you'd like me to pull it up, though, I can. We're going to move on to another round of Tribond. The first two people to tell me what these three things have in common will both get a point on the scoreboard. I have to put Josh on instead of Gogs. We have a racehorse, a train, Carl Lewis. Also, I try really hard not to do anything U.S. specific since half of the audience is from Europe. I do have to see the answer twice before I give it away. Track is close enough. It's correct. They run on a track. That'll be a point for Javier and Brawny. Pack Pro Gamer, I'm glad you're sticking around. Once you get on this scoreboard, you'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame, or once you enter, you never leave. For now, Javier and Brawny are getting the points. Javier is kicking Josh off, and we're going to keep going. Another round, and then we're going to move on. The first person to tell me, this is more of an abstract one, the first person to tell me what these three things have in common, the first two people to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point. On the scoreboard, cavities, gas tanks, canteens. Hey, Noomcrad, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. We play a plethora of card games on this show. It is not holes. It's more of an abstract. It's more of a concept, and it's more of an abstract thing. Right now, we're playing Tribond. The first two people tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 minute on the clock. Never mind. Filling is close enough. Gogs and Javier got it. They're all filled. Cavities, gas tanks, canteens. That's a point for Gogs and Javier. Guys, I have an exciting announcement to make, and I'm not making it too premature, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know. Starting in November, I'm not starting it this month because I have a lot of things to wrap up, but so starting in about 9 or 10 days, I'm going to be doing a free giveaway. I'm not pregnant. I'm going to, no, I'm going to be doing a giveaway every month. I'm going to be giving one prize away every single month. starting in November. It's a free giveaway, and you guys don't have to. Don't give it away. No. It's gonna be fun. It's there will be only at first a few different prizes for players to choose from, and as the months go on, the prize pool will get bigger. How it works is whenever you get your name on the scoreboard, I will write your name on a raffle ticket and I will drop it in a hat or something. And you're only allowed one raffle ticket per player per day, not per stream, because sometimes we stream more than once. At the end of the month, I will pull a random, put it on auction. I will pull a random name out of the hat and I'll let you select between the prizes and I will ship it to you as long as the USPS ships to your country. So for right now, we have Beyond Solitaire is going to be in the prize pool, the book I wrote about Solitaire, a couple other things, and some another surprise that I'm not giving out yet. I'm not telling you guys what the other surprise is yet that's going to be on there. That'll be announced hopefully in November as well. That's awesome, bro. Let us contribute. Awesome. Do I ship to Mars? You're going to have to ask. If USPS ships to Mars, then I ship to Mars. If they do not ship to Mars, then I do not ship to Mars. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to Think and Sync, guys. That'll be starting next month, and due to budgeting, I'm only gonna start with sending one prize a month. And once I start getting more funds, I would love to send more than one prize a month. But for now, I have to keep it budget friendly, and I'm only gonna do one prize per month. Especially because I could be sending it anywhere around the world, and so I have to be careful with my commitments because that could be expensive. So, Bronny and Javier, I believe you guys. Nope, it was Javier and Gogs. I just forgot to put Gogs on because Gogs and Javier said filling. That's awesome. Shipping may be an issue. It won't be an issue as long as I looked into USPS. USPS, I think, ships to every single country in the world except for the few that are at war. So I can't guarantee when the thing will get there, but I'll send it. So, all right, moving on. We're gonna go ahead and play Think and Sync. Think and Sync is a fun new addition we've added a couple weeks ago. Start a channel membership. Bronny, I think I need more watch time before I can do that. So. Shall set his boat. I traded my boat for some bicycles. Moving on to another game. We're going to play Think and Sync. How Think and Sync works is the first two people to say the same thing will get a point. I have you guys name something. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Your answer doesn't have to be correct, but it has to be in the realm of the question. Name a kind of cheese used on a pizza. Guys, I also have the post office or the post box figured out. We have mozzarella. I don't have the post or the P.O. box. My bad. I don't have the P.O. box yet, but I have it figured out. I had to just work around lack of paperwork issues. For some reason, it was difficult for me to prove my address. And for some reason, you need to prove your address to get a P.O. box, which is really goofy. All right, we have Josh and Bronny both said mozzarella first, so they were going to both get a point. So you guys will hopefully see the P.O. box this week. If not this week, then next week. The P.O. box is not up yet. The P.O. box will be up soon. Because I know a lot of people wanted to donate to the channel with other things, and so I really appreciate that. Moving on to another round of Think and Sync. Name an unpopular pizza topping. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Name an unpopular pizza topping. Pineapple. Anchovy was a close second, but Gogs and Bronny with pineapple. Also, I will have you guys know that if you don't stay for the entire stream, your scores still stay up here. I do not remove scores ever from the board unless I have to ban somebody from the channel for being inappropriate. That is the only time I've ever removed scores from the board besides mistakes. So I guess it's two times. All right, that is a point for Gogs and Ronnie. Let me go ahead and get you guys up there. So we have had people have to leave halfway through, and they still entered the Hall of Champions because they had the most points before they left, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and move on to another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. I thought you said popular. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, unpopular. Yep. My apologies on that, Javier. I do have a mic that I actually need to test out. I got a mic. I've been struggling with it because I've had to return another one recently. Nope, can't do U.S.-specific ones. Can't do U.S.-specific ones. We're going to do a fill-in-the-blank. Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point. And we're going to do a fill-in-the-blank. You guys don't have to retype everything. Just type in your word instead of the blank. Do UK-specific. Not your fault, my dog was barking. Awesome. All right, we have tennis blank. Tennis blank. Hey, Annie, welcome back. And welcome back with a point. Bronny and Annie said ball. Tennis ball. We're playing Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point. Annie, welcome back and welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. You're going to be number 7 on the scoreboard. Since you're number 7 on the scoreboard, you will have the number 7 token, and your token will be red since you're a former champion. I'm going to kick Gogs right off of that podium. Moving on to another round. You love doing that. Well, I can with some pieces. I wouldn't do it with Bronny's piece or Baronator's piece because they're Legos, and if they break and go everywhere, I don't want to look for the pieces. Besides that, every other piece I believe is a solid piece. Moving on to another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Where'd the card go? All right. We're going to do another round of fill in the blank. We have Captain Blank. Captain Blank. Hook, Brawny and Gogs. Captain Crunch. That's Captain Dracula. You guys had some good ones. America, that was good. Hook, Brawny and Gogs. Got it. Where is my marker? There we go. Brawny, Gogs, holding the throne. Moving on. I was expecting Jack. Here's some good answers. Moving on to another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Name a large musical instrument. Tuba, Bronny and Annie. Piano was a close second. Bronny and Annie, forgot to give you your first point, so we're going to catch up there. Moving on to another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Name an instrument you plug in. I feel like there's only one. Oh, I guess there's there's more than one. Guitar, Bronny and Javier. I can't think of. Yeah, you guys said all the ones I thought of. Bronny and Javier. Javier will be kicking Annie off of the throne. Bronny not budging from this throne. Moving on to another round. Guys, also tomorrow we will be doing the board game night as well. It's the exact same format, except the bonus game will not be this. It'll be probably Reaper's Revenge. Same format as here with mostly the same games. Moving on to another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard, up to 2 points. Sorry, I was reading blurt. Name a sport that has a goalie. First two people to say the same thing will both get a point. This one's tricky whenever what words are about to come up. Okay, it was soccer. Awesome. Because soccer and football are called different things. Or soccer's called different things here. Anyway, Bronny and Gogs got it. Gogs and Bronny. Went American for you. Thanks, Gogs. You made it easier for me. Moving on to it. Oh, Gogs and Bronny are going to get the bonus point. Moving on to another game. We're going to go ahead and play Password again. Password is where you guys have to... Where's Richard about number? I don't know. Richard will be here. I'm sure he'll be here. He was active earlier on the post, so I'm pretty sure he'll be here. We're going to go ahead and move on to Password. I will still be giving 2 points out. The first two people to correctly guess my one-word password based off the clues and the hints that I give will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. This is the most strict game on the show because it's called Password. All right. What is the general broad term for different things you'll find around the house for you to either sit on or eat at, lay on? People, I mean, they have practical uses. They can also be used. They can be decorative. Can maybe made out of wood, made out of material. Chair is a type of this. Couch is a type of this. Bed is a type of this. Desk is a type of this. I'm looking for the broad term. Furniture is correct. I had to make sure you guys spelled it right. Javier and Bronny got it. Sometimes the answer is in there, but when I'm giving it out to two people, I cannot say it until the second person has the answer. That's the point for Javier and Bronny. Moving on to another round of Password, where the first two people to correctly guess my one-word password will both get a point on the scoreboard. What is the very reflective thing a lot of people look at that's made out of glass to look at themselves and see how they look or shave or put on makeup? They're over a lot of things. Mirror is correct. Point for Javier and Gogs. Nathan, you were a close third on that one. Javier and Gogs. Oh, Bronny getting dethroned for the first time in several rounds. Javier's going to go ahead and kick you off of that one. Moving on to another round of Password. The first two people to correctly guess my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. It's always one word. Capitalization does not matter. What do you call it when a bunch of people get together to have a really good time? And sometimes you're celebrating, sometimes you're hanging out. There could be drinks. Mom called and threw me off. Well, welcome back, Bronny. Party is correct. Point for Gogs and Javier. Moving on to another round. We're actually going to skip it up and we're gonna switch it up and we're going to go back to Tribon. Tribon can be a little tricky, but oh, wait a minute. I knew I was missing a game. I shoved it back there by accident. There we go. We're actually going to go ahead and play Family Feud. I knew I was missing a game. We're going to go ahead and play Family Feud. Family Feud's a fun one. I do not give 2 points per answer because it can be tricky for me to keep track of. How Family Feud works is I have you guys name something. However, there are many answers. Many points will be given out. For example, There are 6 answers on this card. And if you are the first person to say an answer that's close enough to one of the answers on here, you'll get a point. You're allowed as many guesses as you want before I say done and do the timer. One person can earn many, many points. Everybody can earn 1 point. Well, not everybody. Anyway, we're just going to keep going. Name a sound people hear in the morning. Name a sound people hear in the morning. 6 answers on this card. As long as your answer is close enough to one of the answers on here, you'll get the point. You're allowed as many comments as you would like, but only 1 answer per comment. Go ahead and answer as many times until I put done in the chat. When I put done in the chat and get the buzzer, I only accept the answers above when I said done. Name a sound people hear in the morning. I'll be taking a few more answers in. I do start from the top as long as you're the first person to say it. I'm going to go ahead and put done in the chat. I'm going to refresh my screen just to make sure that I have it in the have the done in the right spot. All right, scrolling back to the top. I only read the answer if it's correct to speed it up a little bit. Starting at the top, name a sound people hear in the morning. Gogs, you said birds. Birds singing is on here. Birds is close enough. Gogs, you're going to go ahead and get that point. And you're going to be kicking Javier off the throne. Only one person will hold the throne at a time, and it will be a rapid change. Javier, you said alarm. Oh, I almost used the marker on this. Alarm is correct. Javier, you're going to go ahead and get the point. Kicking Gogs off. All right, that is all of them. That is all of them. A couple of the other ones were rooster crowing and yawning. I don't like to read all the answers that weren't gotten, so that way I can replay them. Moving on to another round of... Javier, you're going to get the bonus point. Actually, guys, we're about halfway through, so we're going to take the... You said snore, not yawn. Yeah, I had to debate it, but they just weren't the same thing, so... Yeah, I had to debate snore and yawn, but they just were not the same. They were not close enough, so... All right, guys, we're actually going to... We are already almost an hour into here. We're going to take the halftime break. How the halftime break works is we take a 5-minute intermission halfway through, which means that we're about an hour away from the Hall of Champions, or the new champion being announced. How this works is at the sound of the air horn. No, at the sound of the gong, the 5 minutes has begun. At the sound of the air horn, the 5 minutes is over. I do keep a stopwatch on me so I can be back here in exactly 5 minutes. I also keep a phone on me so I can keep chatting with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pause the timer for the King of the Hill. And I'll put Javier back up here. We're going to go ahead and start, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Break is starting now. Hey, it's Shannon. I host the games and keep score while you play them by commenting. If If you would like to support the channel and enter the Hall of Supporters, my Cash App is Shannon1742. My PayPal and Venmo are mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. These should be pinned in the comments. If you are interested in any of the games played on this show or the props used, I have affiliate links in the description. I earn a commission for each product bought at no extra cost to you. Another way you could show support is by purchasing my book, Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games. This is a book on learning the rules for 52 solitaire-type card games with various levels of difficulties, chance, and skill. I wrote detailed instructions for new and experienced players to be able to learn these games, along with setup pictures for examples. Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games is available on Amazon as a paperback book and on the Kindle store. It is also enrolled in the Kindle Unlimited program. We have a minute left in the break. Who will enter the Hall of Champions tonight? The three key principles for this game show: we want to be fair, we want to have fun, and we want to be friendly. I personally want to thank this community and everyone in the Hall of Fame for helping develop this positive game show experience. All right, we are back. Welcome back, W. Hey, L. Edwin, welcome back. Good time, and we are back from the break. We're going to go ahead and continue on. We have about 55 minutes until the new champion is announced. It was a 5-minute break. We're going to go ahead and do a round of Guess That Balloon. I'm only going to give 1 point out. The first person to correctly guess what I'm trying to make within 2 guesses will get a point. On the scoreboard, move the book. Oh, I also have to restart the timer. There we go. All right. First person correct guess what I'm trying to make will get a point. On the scoreboard, you do only have 2 answers. I'm going to actually put 15 seconds on the clock. Yes, I had to limit the answers. Oh. Gun would be correct right at the time. Sorry, W. I had to limit it to 2 answers because people would spam everything. I know you were close. Mike Tones, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. Welcome back. Bitch. Number 8 on the scoreboard. I know it's you, Bronny. Okay, all right. I didn't know if you wanted to do it. Okay. All right. It's going to Bronny. It's his other account. All right, Bronny, you're the current king of the hill. There we go. Your whirly man definitely stands a lot better, that's for sure. All right, hold on, guys. Sorry. Try to get this guy to stand. My styrofoam isn't flat, so this is making this a lot harder. If you're watching something on your phone, well, welcome back. Some people do it, and he can dominate with 2 phones at once, and it's crazy. We're going to go ahead and move on to blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person done with the correct word free. The definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be in and out to the players. The first definition is a covering for a wheel, usually made of rubber and filled with air. The second definition, a nasty or spoiled child. Tires correct point for W. W, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. You're going to be number 8 on the scoreboard, which means you're going to have the number 8 token. And as a former champion, your token will be red. Brat is correct. That is actually 2 points for W. Laptops are faster. Also, with password as well, you don't have to worry about autocorrect. W, you're number 8 on the scoreboard. You're going to have the number 8 token. Oh, I just dropped it. Red, because you're a former champion. Moving on to another round. Moving on to another round of blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person done the correct word free. The definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition is a small hollow in the flesh or the body, as in the cheek or chin. The second definition, a public sale of goods or property to the person who bids the largest amount of money. Dimple is correct for the first one. That is a point for Gogs. Auction is correct. That is a point for W. Moving on to another round. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where we the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word free. The definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition is the rumbling or crashing noise that comes with lightning. The second definition, a device having teeth made of metal, plastic, or other hard materials and used to arrange or fasten the hair. Thunder is correct. That is a point for W. And a device having teeth made of metal, plastic, or other hard material and used to arrange or fasten the hair. Pick is close. Pick is close. W, you got the point for thunder. Pick is very close. Comb. And that's a point for Gogs. Moving on to another round of making sure that's up. Fasten the hair with a comb. I didn't write it. I didn't write it, Bronny. I didn't write it. I didn't write it. I know. I did not write it. Also, these I have you guys know that this game was made, I think, 30 years ago, and definitions do change often in the English language. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to have the correct word free. The definition will go to points on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition is, as a barber, I'm appalled. I was surprised you didn't get it, but then based off the definition, I could see why. The first definition, an area of soft and wet land often covered with water. The second definition, a strip of level ground on which aircraft take off and land. I wonder how many people they have writing definitions. It used to be if you created a word and had a good definition with it, you could get $250 per word that you created. I think they stopped paying people to create words, though. This was as of like 10 years ago, too, which was not bad. W, you got swamp, runway, Gogs. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where we read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to have the correct word free. The definition will go to points on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition is to hit with the fist. The second definition, a toy that is made to look like a human being. Punch is correct. That is a point for Bronny. Welcome back, Fake Shannon. Doll is correct. Point for Gogs. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to have the correct word free. The definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, a geometric figure that has 5 sides and 5 angles. The second definition, a worm that lives in water and sucks blood from other animals. Pentagon is correct. That is a point for W. Nobody has the second one. A worm that lives in water and sucks blood from other animals. Leech is correct. That is a point for Gogs. Oh, I haven't been moving that. That's right now. Perfect. Weird fish. It is a weird one. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where we the dictionary definition for 2 words. We're going to do 2 more rounds and switch up the game. Gogs is going to go ahead and get the bonus point. The first definition is to pass the tongues over. Oh, to pass the tongue over. The second definition, to remove the beard or hair from, especially with a razor. To pass the tongue over. All right, I think I'm going to give it to W for click, even though it was lick. And then you corrected yourself to lick, but click is close enough to lick. You still got lick first. To pass the tongue over is lick. To remove the beard or hair from, especially with a razor, is shave. So, Gogs, you're going to get shave, and then W, you're going to get, I didn't mean lick. Oh, well, W, thank you for your honesty. You still said lick first. All right, Bronny will be here. So you actually still getting the, I was confused on if you meant lick or click, but you actually still said lick first. So you're still going to get the point for lick, and Gogs, you're going to get the point for shave. Thank you for your honesty, though. That is always appreciated. Always, always appreciated. I really appreciate when you guys. That's one of the downfalls of me being lenient with typos is sometimes a situation like that. Click is so close to lick. We're at number 8. All right. Current throne would be W. Fiction, you're allowed to play, but remember I will not be putting you on the scoreboard because it unfairly takes away points from people who are competing into the Hall of Champions. You are still allowed to play, but I cannot put you on the scoreboard, though. That was determined to be the most fair outcome because it might have skewed the Hall of Champions one. No, I meant to say that. Moving on to another round of Blurt. The first definition, a dog that is a mixture of different breeds. The second definition, a poisonous substance that is found in tobacco leaves. All right, welcome back, Bronny. Mutt, point for W. Bronny close second. Nicotine, another point for W. Welcome back, Javier. Guys, I'm only going to be going 2 hours today, another 49 minutes. I've had an extremely, nicotine is deadly and addictive. I've had an extremely weird sleep schedule the last week and a half. I have only been sleeping 3 hours at a time every 12 hours, which is really weird. It's because it's been working, but not working at the same time. And it's not been by choice. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where with the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. I was going to, Gogs, but I was going to, and I've changed my mind. I can tell that it would be a bad idea for me to go an extra hour, and I do apologize on that. The first definition, to open the mouth wide and breathe in deeply, usually because one is sleepy or bored. The second definition, to make a clear, high sound by forcing air out through the teeth or through pursed lips. Whenever I start a stream, I will always do at least 2 hours, and I'd love to go over when I can, especially because I haven't been able to stream nearly as much as I want to. Whistle and yawn. However, today would not be a good idea for me to go over. First person to say yawn would be technically Fake Shannon, but Bronny will get the point. And the first person to say whistle would be Gogs. Guys, I will be taking we will pay, it's about my mental health. You can't pay me enough for me to jeopardize my mental health. You also, guys, you guys can donate to the stream. You guys can, there's so many ways you can help me. However, you cannot pay me to do the stream. You cannot pay me to get on the stream. Many people have asked before. Yeah, I can't salvage my mental health. I do have to do it. Mine's in the bin. Yeah, mine too. So that's why I have to be careful with it. That's one of the blessings for me being able to do this on my own time is that I can do it in a very healthy manner that works with my life. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where we the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to have the correct word for the definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition is a large, non-poisonous snake that coils around and crushes its prey. The second definition, a piece of music for 2 voices. A piece of music for 2 voices or 2 instruments. Hey, plastic. Is that a tripod in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me? That's funny. It is a tripod in my pocket. We have, nobody has the right snake yet. A large non-poisonous snake that coils around and crushes its prey. Duet was correct for the second one. Think of ball blank. Welcome back, plastic. Python is correct. First person to say duet would be Gogs. First person to say Python would be Javier. How are you doing, Plastic? Welcome back. Guys, I'm trying very, very hard working to try to be able to... Oh, I am so sorry. I think the first time I read it, I did say venom, poisonous. It is. I meant to say non-poisonous. The second time I said non-poisonous. I do believe I had messed it up the first time, and I do apologize for that. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I haven't been sleeping right, but I'm doing good. We're going to move on to another round of Blurt. Pythons are not venomous, by the way. They are not. The first definition, the color of ripe lemons. There's no way this is the dictionary definition. The second definition, the punctuation mark used at the end of sentences and after many abbreviations. Yellow is correct. That is a point for Gogs. Gogs, you're going to get the bonus point and your first point. Forgot to do that. And period is correct. That is a point for Javier. Oh, yeah, guys, I will be taking a week off in November. In about 2 weeks from now, I will be gone. Period is full stop here. What? I don't know if I believe that. It says... I googled what do they call period in Scotland, and it says time of the month, and that's not the period that I meant. Wow, it's full stop. Okay, awesome. Never mind. Never mind. You are actually going to get that. I'm going to take it away from Javier and give it to Gogs. PG, family friendly, not even PG-13. More appropriate than PG-13. Yes, no, I had to Google it. I didn't believe that one, but this is why I have Google. Fair, fun, family friendly. Moving on to another. I guess that could work for both. Full stop could work for. Never mind. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition is a small round window in the side of a ship. The second definition, a colorfully decorated container filled with candy and toys that is hung from the ceiling. Did you say bum bag? They're both ridiculous names. You're going to laugh at us for saying fanny pack, but you say bum bag? Do you not see the irony in that? Sorry, I forgot we're playing a game. It's not port. Pinata is correct for the second one. Port's close enough. It's porthole. I don't think it's technically the same thing, but the first person to get it right was Javier on both port and porthole. So, Javier, you're going to get port and Gogs, you'll get pinata to see if your typo is close enough. Oh, wait a minute. Brawny actually got it. Closer with also another typo that's definitely close enough. Javier, you're going to get port. Brawny, you're going to get, or porthole. Brawny, you're going to get pinata. I almost missed Brawny's comment, but I got it. Fanny has a whole different meaning here. Fanny and bum mean the same thing here. Fanny means the same thing. Okay. I'll shut up. Yep, nope, Googled it. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. What's up, your bro? Welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. Have you been here before, and did you change your name? The first definition: an outer covering for the human foot, usually having a rigid sole and heel. The second definition: an animal that is part horse and part donkey, used to pull and carry loads. Hey, Dollar, welcome back. Shoe is correct. That is a point for Gogs. Mule is correct. I'm going to give that to Brawny. Gogs for shoe. Brawny for mule. Yeah, I figured it was a typo. I checked. Yeah, I'll just type the typo in and then the word in and see how close the letters are. And it's been a pretty good way for me to see how close it is. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. It auto-corrected me. The first definition: a small ship used for pleasure trips or racing. Second definition: a hard, deep blue stone used as a gem. I don't know if I'd consider this a small yacht is correct. Point for Gogs. Sapphire is correct. Point for Brawny. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where with the dictionary definition for 2 words. First person to know the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Of the 2 points can be out to the players. The first definition is the skin that covers the top of the head and is usually covered with hair. Second definition: the repeating of a sound by the reflection of sound waves from a surface. Scalp is correct. Point for Gogs. We're going to move on to another game. Echo is correct. Point for Javier. We got enough people. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go ahead and move back on to Think and Sync, where I have you guys name something. The first 2 people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Your answer doesn't have to be correct, but it has to be in the realm of the question. Name a country in South America. Brazil, Gogs, and Javier. Guys, once I move out, I'm hoping it's going to be next year. We'll see. Once I move out, I would love to be able to go back to streaming 6 days a week. And I plan on resuming 6 days a week as soon as I can. However, it won't be until at least when I move. So, moving on to another round of Think and Sync. The first 2 people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Name a country that starts with the letter S. Spain, Javier and Brawny. Point for effort. I do not give effort points. Participation trophies are not awarded on this stream because that is unfair for the other people who earned their points. Moving on to another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Name something made of leather. We are all winners. I don't think that's true on the board. I think says otherwise. Javier and Bronny are getting the bonus points. So we'll keep it a friendly competition. I love competing, so, but not everybody else does. Belt, Gogs, and Bronny are going to get it. Oops. Moving on to another round. Name a kind of pants. It's a weird question. Jeans, Plastic, and Javier. Plastic, welcome to the scoreboard. I wouldn't even have known how to answer that one. I don't wear pants. Plastic is a former champion. You are entered in as red. Number 9 on the scoreboard, but that doesn't matter. You have your own piece. I do have to remember. I think you're a Tweety Bird, if I remember. I have it written down just in case I forget. Yes, you are. Pants here is underwear. We say trousers. I don't think we say trousers here. Hey, Daniel, welcome back. We have about half an hour left, 33 minutes left. We're playing Think and Sync right now. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Welcome back, Daniel. We're going to do another fill in the blank. Dr. Blank. Gogs and Javier for Who? Doctor Who. Moving on, do another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a points on the scoreboard. Doing another fill in the blank. See you blank. Plastic, I am not staying on tonight past half an hour. See you later for Annie and Bronny. I've had a really weird sleep schedule the last 10 days or so. I've been sleeping for 3 hours at a time every 12 hours. And it's been going okay. And for some reason, I can't fix it, and I don't know why. Well, probably because of the caffeine, but later, alligator. Annie and Bronny got it. It's weird. I've drinking caffeine on and off for 10 years, more than 10 years. And I'm not sure why all of a sudden lately it's happening. Hey, Richard, welcome. However, if I can actually get some good sleep tonight, which I really doubt it, I don't plan on it either. But if I can get some good sleep tonight, tomorrow when we do, just so you guys know, tomorrow we're going to be doing the board game. We're going to do a board game night. We'll do Reaper's Revenge tomorrow. And I'm hoping to be able to go extra tomorrow. Moving on to another round of fill in the blank. Richard, I hope you're doing good. Welcome. Yes, Plastic, I love being able to hang out and chat with you guys. It's always fun. Good part of my days and weeks. Another fill in the blank. We have the first two people to say the same thing will get a point. Think and Sync, Mr. Blank. Mr. Ed, Plastic and Brawny. Oh, Brawny stays. Moving on to another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. What? Oh, almost read that wrong. You guys are not allowed to say pie. Name a dessert made with apples. You are not allowed to say pie. Turnover. That's a point for Brawny and Richard. Oh, Richard, welcome to the scoreboard. Richard is a former champion. You are entered in as red. You're number 10 on the scoreboard, but that doesn't matter. You have your own game piece. I hope you're doing all well and all of your injuries are healing up. Although it sounds like you're going to have a long journey, a few more months left. Let me go ahead and get your piece out. Richard is the little army dude. Moving on to another round. You guys are not allowed to say pie. Name a dessert made with cherries. Always well, just in pain. It happens. We have cider donuts here. They're really good. Cake, Daniel and Brawny. Daniel, welcome to the scoreboard. You're going to be number 11 on the scoreboard. Welcome back. And Brawny, let me get your point while I have this right here. Daniel, you're number 11 on the scoreboard, which means you're going to have the number 11 token. I have to be careful with that piece. That's a soft plastic. Cobbler's the trick word. Oh, and Daniel and Brawny, you guys are going to get the bonus point for holding the throne. I'm going to read the scores. I usually like to do that after break, and I'm half an hour late. Javier, you have 19. Josh has 8. Brawny, 31. Gogs, 29. Annie, 3. W, 9. Plastic, 2. Richard, 1. Amongst everybody else competing to enter the Hall of Champions, we have 0 in the lead with 4, followed by Daniel with 2, and then Nathan Williamson with 1. Cherry cake? I've never heard of cherry cake. All right, you are not allowed to say pie. Name a dessert made with whipped cream. Almost like... I don't know if I've ever had a strawberry cake. Cake, Gogs, and Annie. Wait a minute. Okay. There's whipped cream in cake? I don't think of cake. Cake's one of my least favorite foods. Cake is now the trick. We're moving on. Because they're all just saying cake. Anyway, Gogs and Annie got it. There's whipped cream in cake? Interesting. There's whipped cream in whatever you put it in. Okay, I guess, no, that's fair. Name something that comes in pairs. I have never seen... Oh, you gotta be joking with the cherries on top. I have never seen a cake with cherries on top. That'd be making me dislike cake even more, and I don't know if I could. Gogs and Brawny with shoes. I like ice cream cake, but I mean, it's pretty much just ice cream. Moving on to another round of Think and Sync. The first two people to say the same thing will both get a point on the scoreboard. Name a pesky insect. Maybe it's a Brazilian thing. It's literally a whipped cream cake. I haven't eaten cake in probably a decade. Oh, that's not true. Oh, wait, I love cheesecake. That would be my favorite one. We have an answer. Let me see. Mosquito, Gogs, and Javier. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to justifiable thoughts. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of pies, but I would definitely rather have a pie than a cake. Cake's just... I don't eat a lot of sugar. Well, I say I don't eat a lot of sugar. I eat a lot of chocolate. Besides that, I don't eat a lot of sugar. Guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to justifiable thoughts. How this works is I have you guys name something starting with a random letter. The letter will change every single round. The first two people to give me a justifiable answer will both get a point on the scoreboard. What would scare you to see flying through the air starting with the letter P? Oh, pumpkin pie is probably one of my favorites. Sweet potato is pretty good too. All right, Javier, you said a penguin, and Annie, you said pigs. I actually don't know if there would be a bad answer for this question, so I'm going to give it to Javier and Annie. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. The first two people to give me a justifiable answer, starting with the random letter I choose, will both get a point on the scoreboard. What could unexpectedly cause death, starting with the letter C? Hey, try hard. Welcome back. Richard, did you say curry? Guys, I'm debating cars. Well, no, they can definitely unexpectedly cause death, because I was going to say it's very common that cars cause death, but that happens at unexpected. Oh, you said cat, Gogs. Javier, you're going to get it for car, because even though everybody knows cars cause death, it definitely happens at unexpected times. So you're going to get that, Javier. What could unexpectedly cause death? Gods, you said a cat. Javier, you're getting the point for car, and you're getting the bonus point. I haven't passed out the second point yet. Can a cat unexpectedly cause death? I'm thinking a house cat probably wouldn't. Oh, well. No, I guess it could hunt a mouse, and then the mouse probably wouldn't know that it's about to die, and it'd be unexpected for the mouse. But then you also have mountain lions who creep up on people. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to cat. R is next to T. Well, you're still getting it for cat. Lions or cats, those definitely are unexpected deaths. Richard, you said curry, and I don't know if I've ever heard of anybody dying from curry. Plastic, you said a cactus? A cactus? I could see somebody dying from curry before I could see somebody dying from a cactus, because, like, food allergies. But cactus don't move. You have to be the reason. It might not be unexpected, though. I think if you die from a cactus, it has to be unexpected. Die from the spices. Oh, man. You don't expect to die ever. Well, I mean, some people do, unfortunately. Dan, you said, oh, unexpected. So you said cyanide. Cyanide's definitely an expected death. Oh, no. There's a curry in Edinburgh. You have to sign a waiver. A cactus once fell, killing a guy. Just remembered that. That is unexpected. My God, I would have had to give it to cactus. Remember, it's justifiable thoughts. You guys justified curry and cactus. You guys weren't first with the first two answers, but you guys justified them. All right, moving on to another round of death by curry. Oh, man. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. What fictional character are you glad isn't real? Starting with the letter C. It's a kind of famous death. I'll have to look into it. What fictional character are you glad isn't real? Starting with the letter C. This could be a tricky one. I'll give it to you for Captain Hook. Richard. Annie, you said Casper. I think Casper was a very friendly ghost. However, that doesn't mean I want a ghost next to me. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Richard and Annie. Cars, Tomat, what? Look, you can't hate on Casper unless he's next to you in real world trying to wake you up. On the movies, he's fine. Real life next to me, I might have a different opinion. Toe matter from the movie Cars. That's what I thought you meant. Captain Hook was placed on. Thank you. I dislike spirits bothering me. Me too. That's why you got the point. I would agree. Oh, wait. I actually accidentally gave the point to Javier, and I meant to give it to Richard. I see Richard said Captain Hook first. Wait, you guys said Captain Hook was based on Blackbeard, who was real, but Captain Hook is still not Blackbeard himself, though. So I'm still going to give it to Richard. Because Hook, yes, Gooks, my bad. Gogs is right. Captain Hook himself is still not real. And there's also been a lot of characters based off of Blackbeard. We're going to go ahead and play another. I think that one is justifiable, though, because Captain Hook himself is not real. Caroline would have been a good answer. We're going to go ahead and move on to another round. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. What is nobody scared of, starting with the letter A? I think Celine Dion is real. What is nobody scared of, starting with the letter A? Yes. I would say I'm actually not going to give it to ants. I'm not going to give it to ants. Definitely, I'm going to give it to apple. Actually, I'm not going to give it to apples either. I'm going to give it to air. I'm going to give it to air. Ants, if you guys have ever heard of the bullet ant, there's actually a lot of ants who can really mess people up, and I've definitely seen people scared of ants. I'm embarrassingly not going to tell you stories, but I've been one of them in the past for certain situations. Not going to give it to apples because of food allergies. Red ants suck. They do. There's also bullet ants and stuff. There's a lot of... I'm not going to give it to ants. I am not going to give it to apples because if you are allergic to apples, then... it could be a common fear when you're eating and stuff to make sure there isn't apples in there. So I'm not going to give it to ants or apples. I'm going to give it to air. Notoriously scary apples. Oh, man. I cannot give your typo or autocorrect, Bronny, from ant to apple. I mean, from ant to air, because A-N-T is not close to A-I-R. Because the N and the T are too far away. Not ant. Oh. Oh, I see. All right, well, the first two people to say air was Javier and Annie. I'm going to give it to you guys. I'll just tell you guys what. I did not know until I lived in Texas that the ants down there bite. The ants down there bite. They do not bite up here. The first time, and I just, an ant bite. I've been bitten by a lot of those little. Moving on. I wouldn't even walk through the grass, and I'd run through the grass. Bullet ants, those will mess you up. All right. What would you... I don't know if this is an appropriate question. Just depends, right? We're just going to try it. What would you judge someone for? Javier and Annie are going to get it. Don't answer yet. What would you judge someone for being passionate about, starting with the letter R? I don't know if that's a very appropriate, family-friendly question, but we're going to go ahead and do it and probably not do it again. I must start with the letter R. Javier, I can't give it to you for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because many kids are passionate about Santa Claus and that realm. Brawny, you said ribbon. Okay, I'm going to give it to ribbon for sure. You forgot about the letter. Yeah, the letter does change every round. Ronnie, you're gonna get it for ribbon. I would definitely move these points. I'm so bad at this. It's okay, it happens. Richard, you said rivers. Yeah, okay. Richard, you can... I'm not going to give too much... Fair, fun, friendly. Where are you, Richard? I'm going to go ahead and give it to Brawny and Richard on that one. Some people love rivers. That does not mean I'm not judging them. You know what? We're going to keep it family... Sorry, we're going to keep it family... I knew that was a bad question to ask. No, I'm sorry. That was not a family-friendly question. Moving on to another round. What is worth sacrificing? What is worth sacrificing free time for? Starting with the letter C. Yeah, no, apples was definitely a really easy one for people to be scared of because of allergies. Allergies definitely. What'd you say? I don't even see your answer. Try hard. Family friendly, try hard. Well, welcome back. I'll get your little thing up. What was the question? What is worth sacrificing free time for? You guys all had good answers. Javier, you said career. Annie, you said cheers. Yeah, it's good to sacrifice free time to celebrate things. I'm going to give it to Javier and Annie. This is going to be a tricky one. We're going to just try it. What is not worth sacrificing free time for? Starting with the letter L. Cheers. Yes, yeah, the last ones. What is not worth sacrificing free time for? Starting with the letter L. Okay, this is going to be a tricky one. What is not worth sacrificing free time for? It's not worth sacrificing free time for life. Richard, my brain hurts on that one. Because your free time would be life. It's not worth. Well, life can mean so many things. Just like it's stuff you have to do, obligations. I'm so my brain hurts on this one. It is extremely subjective. That one is extremely lemonade. L'Oreal. However you pronounce that. Oh no. Okay, I'm stuck on Richard's real quick. I have to figure out his, and I would love if you guys would help me on that one because I'm a little tired. What is not worth sacrificing time for? Life is not worth sacrificing time for. That sounds really depressive. You vote point. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Richard. That's a weird one. It's misery, then you die. Well, all right, Gogs. I'm glad you come here and have fun. Gogs. Oh, speaking of, what is not worth sacrificing free time for? Gogs, you said love. I'm glad your wife isn't in here right now playing. I don't think I can give that to you. I think it's definitely worth sacrificing free time for love. Bronny, you said logs? God, that's a goofy one. What is that? I think I have to give it to Brawny. I think the only scenario it's worth sacrificing free time for is if you're chopping wood for the winter. But besides that, I'm gonna give it to Brawny because I think it's justifiable that that's a weird thing not to sacrifice your free time for. Love will mess you up. It will, but you'll learn a lot from it. Lumberjacks hate them. Well, they're getting paid. That's not even their free time. They're getting paid. Ronnie's also going to get the bonus point, as well as Richard. All right. Try hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to see all of the answers. Also, if you're using somebody else's name, I try not to say it on here because I don't want to. I gotta keep it family friendly, you know. Gotta keep it family friendly. So, moving on. I don't want to talk ill of somebody else, especially if I don't know them. Not that it matters if I do or don't know them, but if I, you know, I don't have any personal experience with a lot of people, so I can't talk good or bad. Because you shouldn't go off of what other people say. Get the next question of justifiable thoughts. Actually, we'll do a few more minutes of bonus, but we are 1 hour and 56 minutes now in, so I do have to read the scoreboards and announce the new champion, and then we'll go for a few more minutes. All right, I'm going to read the scores. First, I always start with the previous champions. Javier, 26. Josh the Great, 8. Ronnie, 35. Gogs, 33. Annie, 9. W, 9. Plastic, 2. Richard, 5. Amongst everybody else competing to enter the Hall of Champions, we have Nathan as 1. Daniel, 2. Even though he's not here, I'm sure he'll be back because he enjoyed it, coming in first place with 4 points. Very first time on the stream. 0903. Oh, Maddie, welcome to the end. But congratulations, 0903, for entering the Hall of Champions. Yes, I will be on here tomorrow, same time. I will be going for a few more minutes. I have not been sleeping right the last 10 or so days, and so I do need to be very careful with my mental health and make sure that. Why don't we do one more hour? Let's have a lenient hour, because the Lord told me you have to continue. It's ironic timing. I should get a sleep study. I just need a quick drinking caffeine. We're going to do one more hour, guys. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. Please be lenient with me if I don't make it the whole hour, though, because I probably should just get off. However, I feel okay. So I'm going to just do a 5-minute break, and we're going to try to go for another hour. So I'm fine now, but I like to get off before I'm not fine. So Zero, welcome for making it to the Hall of Champions. We're going to do... Did I get rid of the cat? No, I didn't get rid of the cat. I just don't let him in my room. All right, we're going to do one more hour. We're going to take a 5-minute break, guys. And then I definitely cannot do more than an hour more, though. Lavender mist on your pillow was a good sleep aid, along with a nice bath. I think I just need to quit drinking caffeine, and then I will. Oh, I need to pause the timer. It's hard. I have a lot of stuff to do, so I love caffeine. But I also know it's bad for my mental health and my sleep, so then my physical health as well. Lavender. I'm going to write that down. Lavender mist with a diffuser. I like to actually turn my mind off, down with a dimmer. I have like warm lights in my room. I actually just took them down. And I like to like slowly shut off my mind and stuff, but has not, I don't know, I've been working too much, so that's also maybe not been helping. Family friendly. Guys, we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to go keep going. I think I'm half an hour to 60 minutes. I'm definitely not going to do more than 60 minutes. Definitely not going to do more than 60. Tomorrow, as long as I can try to get some sleep tonight, hopefully I'll be on longer. And I especially want to be on longer tomorrow because I'll be taking, I'll be gone. I'll be out of town next week, or I'm sorry, in 2 weeks I'll be out of town for, I don't know how long. Hopefully just a week. I'm not sure. Where is the phone? There we go. At the start of the gong, the 5 minutes has begun. At the sound of the air horn, the 5 minutes is over. I have some different meditation. I don't have any problem falling asleep. I just have problems staying asleep lately. I'm not really sure why. Okay. All right, guys. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna keep chatting with you guys. 5 minutes starts. Also, the giveaway will start in November. Hey, it's Shannon. I host the games and keep score while you play them by commenting. If you would like to support the channel and enter the Hall of Supporters, my Cash App is Shannon1742. My PayPal and Venmo are mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. These should be pinned in the comments. If you are interested in any of the games played on this show or the props used, I have affiliate links in the description. I earn a commission for each product bought at no extra cost to you. Another way you could show support is by purchasing my book, Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games. This is a book on learning the rules for 52 solitaire-type card games with various levels of difficulties, chance, and skill. I wrote detailed instructions for new and experienced players to be able to learn these games, along with setup pictures for examples. Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games is available on Amazon as a paperback book and on the Kindle store. It is also enrolled in the Kindle Unlimited program. We have a minute left in the break. Who will enter the Hall of Champions tonight? The three key principles for this game show. We want to be fair, we want to have fun, and we want to be friendly. I personally want to thank this community and everyone in the Hall of Fame for helping develop this positive game show experience. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I ran a minute over. All right, guys, I'm back. Have a good one, Gogs. Hope you're having a better day. Hope we have some better days. Come back tomorrow. We'll be doing Reaper's Revenge tomorrow. I'm sorry I'm a minute late. I forgot I was on break. Catch up with the chat real quick. Guys, just so you know, the Hall of Champions is now closed, and the high score eligibility to be beaten is now closed. Hey, Kimberly, welcome. You guys have good tips for falling asleep. I have a type of, I combine a couple different types of meditation to fall asleep. Fall asleep has never ever been my problem. It's always staying asleep lately for some reason. You know, I would consider a sleep study if this was happening and I wasn't drinking caffeine. If I wasn't drinking caffeine, I would consider a sleep study. But because I know there are other things I could do, like stop drinking caffeine to help improve my sleep, I wouldn't pay for a sleep study knowing that there are things I'm putting into my body that mess with sleep. But if I quit caffeine and it continues, then I'll definitely have to consider that. Guys, I hope to see you back tomorrow, and I hope everything turns out all right. Come back tomorrow, dominate on the scoreboard again. We're going to move on to... I really do need to stop drinking energy drinks, yeah. I think I prioritize work a little bit too much, and I spend too much time value the caffeine too much. And it's really ironic, too, because when I go long periods of time without drinking caffeine, I have more energy than when I do drink it, and I just always forget that. Yeah, I really need to stop the energy drinks. Even coffee and tea and stuff like that's not good for me. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and play Justifiable Thoughts. What shouldn't be censored on TV? Starting with the letter, that one. Starting with the letter R. I got to keep it family-friendly. Some topics I want to talk about on a family-friendly setting. I'm going to go ahead and give it to rice. Rice should not be banned on TV or censored. Be a funny thing to censor. And then reality should also not be censored on TV. Yeah. Bronny and W. Where are you, W? There you go. Number 8. Where's my thing? There we go. Roasted chickens. Richard should not be banned on TV. I do have to resume the timer. Make sure that this is all good and up. Perfect. We're actually going to do another round of that. No, we're going to move on to another one. What should you not be loyal to? Starting with the letter A. I thought so smart thinking of reality, and I saw a bunch in the chat. Great minds think alike, right? What should you not be loyal to? Starting with the letter A. I don't even know how to process these answers so far, guys. We have plastic. You said ants. I would agree that you shouldn't be loyal to ants. What if you had pet ants? What's the definition of loyal? Hold on now. Dictionary definition of loyal. Giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person or institution. Okay. I don't think you should show allegiance to an ant. But what if ants ain't loyal? But what if you have an ant farm and you have a pet ant? You should probably feed your ants. This is such a goofy thing. So I don't think I could give it to ants. I'm so sorry, plastic. I think if you have pet ants, you should be loyal to your ants. But I also don't know if you should have pet ants. I'm going to go ahead and give it to plastic. You should not be loyal to ants. That's a weird thing. You should definitely spend your loyalty for maybe something more valuable than an ant. I know that's subjective, but I'm going to actually go ahead and give that one to plastic. Oh, and plastic, you're going to get the bonus point. Perfect timing. What was the next one? Braun, you said an ambulance? Ants should not be kept in tanks. I agree, but people do it. So I changed my mind on that. Plastic, family friendly. Did PG-13 once, and you hooligans keep going with it. Bronny, you said ambulance. What should you not be loyal to? An ambulance? I don't even know how to think about this answer right now. If it's your job, I think you should be loyal to it. I think if you're an EMT, that you might have I think an EMT might have one of the worst jobs for somebody to quit. You can't be loyal to them, so it's justifiable. Hold on now. If your job is an EMT or a medic or whatever, and you're in an ambulance, I think that you would probably be one of the worst humans to quit mid-shift. I know things happen. But you're right. I guess that would be loyalty to the job and not the ambulance itself. So you should not be loyal to a vehicle. I'll give it to ambulance. Avocado was a close third. Is there anything here you should be loyal to? Maddie, you said your arms. I would have actually think that you should be loyal to your arms. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Brawny. You should not. I think you should be loyal to certain jobs, especially if it's life-saving in the moment. However, a vehicle, probably not. I'll go ahead and give it to Brawny. Arms, I think you should be very loyal to your body, though. That's such a goofy thing. I expect complete loyalty. All right, plastic. Well, you don't start with an A. What does not cause happiness? Starting with the letter P. The pay isn't loyal, so why should I? Well, what's your other answer? Anonymous creep. Should not that should not be loyal to that. What did I ask? I think I have these written down. What does not cause happiness? Oh, you said plastic. That's rough. Plastic makes me happy when he comes in here. You guys all make me happy when you guys come in here. We have, what the heck did I ask for these answers? What does not cause happiness? You guys said peas. All right, you know what? I think I have to give it to peas. I think I have to. There's so many foods, you guys. No, like plastic. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you meant plastic. Fantastic. Plastic does, okay. My apologies on that. Like plastic water bottles. I am so sorry, plastic. I defended you, though, and I said you made me happy, but that's not what Maddie meant. Okay, I'm going to give it to peas and move on. Richard and Annie. You guys, there's a lot of foods. There's a lot of foods that give happiness, and I would say, generally speaking, peas are not one of them. Richard and Annie are going to get peas. I've been known to endure nothing short of sheer joy. I made a mistake. My apologies. I interpreted it wrong. Shannon never tasted Jamaican peas. I actually lived in Jamaica for 2 months. And I'll tell you, their Jamaican jerk chicken is the best chicken I've ever had in my entire life. Some people are pea lovers. I have never. Wait a minute. What's hummus made out of? Isn't hummus made out of peas? I mean, they're made out of chickpeas, but there's not. Starts with a C. Chickpeas are a type of bean, not a type of pea. Never mind. Can't justify it then. Yeah, it's chickpeas. Hummus is made out of chickpeas. I just Googled it. I thought they were made out of peas. Maddie said, hey, I love peas. All right. Well, you know what? Who did I give the points for peas to? Annie and Richard. Sorry. Apparently, we have peas have a fan base that would disagree with Richard and Annie. So it is called Justifiable Thoughts. Richard and Annie, there are pea lovers out there who would disagree with you. I would be on your side. However, it's a group decision. So peas cause happiness. All right, next we have plastic water bottles. Plastic does not cause happiness. Richard and Annie, actually, you guys were not. I had to take you guys off, and I don't remember who was on before. I don't remember who was on before. You say plastic does not cause happiness. However, I would say it does because of a lot of toys are made out of plastic. Daniel, I can't read your answer. It definitely causes happiness. Toys don't make me happy. Well, Maddie, they make a lot of other people happy. This is a tricky one. Somebody said pleading. Who said pleading? W, you said pleading. The action of making an emotional or earnest appeal to somebody. Making an emotional appeal. I think it might be too abstract. I'm not sure. No, the answer of not poverty. Oh, sorry about that. Fine. Oh man, I got lost in the chat. Give me a second. This is a tricky one. Where did the answer go? Pleading would probably not make somebody happy. Well, I don't know if you pleaded to got what you want. I don't know. I'd say you're probably not in a happy scenario. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to. Yeah, and I feel like if you're pleading, but then you get what you want, you'll be happy. So I'm actually not gonna give it to pleading. You said poverty. What does not cause happiness? Poverty. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Daniel for poverty. That was a good one, Daniel. Nobody's getting the bonus point because I had made a mistake and I don't know who had the previous point. Javier, you said piranhas. Piranhas do not make me happy. I'm actually gonna go back and see who got the previous point because I like to be fair. Let me go back to the previous question and see who I gave it to. It was Rice in reality would have been Brawny, and W should have been on the throne for the previous one. All right, now though, Javier and Daniel are on the throne. Monks and priests take a vow of poverty that makes them happy. That's a little different because their needs are taken care of, though. I mean, that's like a 5-year-old taking a vow of poverty. You know, because like their parents are gonna pay for everything they need. Like their parents are gonna feed them and house them, and they don't have to worry about it. You know, I don't think it's quite. I mean, you know how easy it is to say you don't need to have a job as a monk if no, it's justifiable thoughts, but it can be fun. It's yeah, I mean, as a monk, you have all of your basic needs are met, and you just get to chill. I mean, it sounds pretty nice. Man, come on. All right, that was a good question. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and leave it there and move on. No, it's justifiable thoughts. We do let people justify or defend or debate other answers. I love poverty because I used to play like a poor person. Maddie, it's final. I would probably agree with that because you get to go outside, and I also, what's up, Tree? I also going outside is really important and fun, and not a lot of people are doing it anymore. All right, we're gonna give it to poverty because I'd say overall. Oh no, Andy, none taken. It's just justifiable thoughts. It's how the game goes. We can all debate each other's answers. All still has to be friendly, so it's okay to awesome. It's okay. As long as nobody's getting mean with each other, then they are. You were joking. I wasn't. I used to play outside a lot as a kid, and if I had too much technology, like a lot of younger generations, maybe I wouldn't have. You know, my memories would have been different with the technology of today. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on. to another round of justifiable thoughts. You can defend your answers or debate other people's answers. What should the world not have invented? Starting with the letter C. Next time I'll go. What should the world not have invented? Starting with the letter C. Croutons really threw me off. 8 croutons. Oh, man. Oh, this one. Oh, cash games that are fake is a good answer. All right, Richard, you said the world should not have invented cars. Oh, man, this one, this is a tricky one because all of these answers are subjective except for croutons. They definitely should not have made croutons. I'm kidding, of course, although, oh God, I don't know if I can do this one. This one's really subjective. All of the answers are really subjective. If you ask a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot. If you ask a certain amount of people, a lot of people would say cars would be bad for the environment. I'm not a scientist. That's not my area of expertise. I personally love driving cars. Should they be invented? I don't know. It sped up the world in ways that most other inventions did not. So I don't know if I would agree with cars. I said cars because they're the biggest cause of pollution. See, and that's fair. That's fair. I'd be hypocritical how much pollution I cause on my way to McDonald's, though. Oh, but Bronny said they have electric cars. Oh, see, and that's fair. What if we completely go into electric cars and pollute the world less because of electric cars? And if we move on to electric cars for thousands of years, then we only had 100 and something years of gas cars causing a certain level of pollution. So I actually don't think cars will be justifiable. Also, there's still pollution from electric cars. It's just a lot less because of the batteries. Not when they was created, they wasn't. Okay, that's fair. Javier and Daniel are going to get the bonus point before we move on to give these out. This was a good question. I just don't know if I should have asked it without tired am. That's okay. Yeah, but I think you have to look at the long term of. It starts with E. No, it was C. It was my apologies. I might have said that was a hard one. This is a tricky one because I think every single answer is subjective, and so I think if it can absolutely, I think if it could be kind of split, we shouldn't give it. Cars, there's going to be people saying pollution, which is a valid argument, and then there's going to be people saying that it's necessary for travel. Richard, you are correct in your logic, but I think also Bronny is correct in his with the electric cars, and I don't think that most people would agree that cars shouldn't have been invented. However, I do think a lot of people would agree, but I think that one could go back and forth on a lot of ways, so I don't think it should go to cars. Bronny, I know I said croutons was a great answer. However, half point. However, I don't think croutons are going to count because croutons are still food. Javier, you said a catapult. I'll be honest, there are a couple games or a couple things I see immediately, but they're too far down. Tree said cash games that are fake. I love it. Plastic said corruption. I love it. But we're not there yet. Javier, you said catapults. It's one of the basic needs for survival is self-defense. You need to be able to defend yourself, and castles would use catapults to be able to defend themselves from armies coming. So I think catapults were a necessary invention. Catapults were used for wars. Yeah, catapults were used for offensive and defensive things. And so if we didn't invent catapults, this is such a weird thing. I think catapults are necessary. Gotta bounce. Thank you for your time, Shannon, in chat. Thank you, Andy, for coming back. I think catapults was just a silly answer. I couldn't think of anything. Well, I think catapults were okay to be in, but this is such a weird thing to. I'm not going to give it to catapults because they could be used for a line of defense, and it's defending one of your few things, which is your life. Maddie, you said carrots. I can't give it to. That's one of the healthiest things you can eat is a carrot. Plastic, you said Coca-Cola. Yeah, that just causes a lot of issues for a lot of people. Actually, I think I can give it to Coca-Cola. Yeah, because it has addictive properties to it. Bro, no one said crime. No one said crime. Oh my God. Oh no. No. Oh my God. Yeah, we said a lot of things that weren't crime. That is hilarious. Oh my God. We're a bunch of sus people here. Oh man. I don't think I can give it to carrots. Sure, carrots have a lot of sugar, but they also have a lot of good things. I don't even know. Do carrots even have a lot of sugar? I don't think they do. Do they? Yeah, they got a couple grams of sugar in them, but I don't think I can give it to carrots. Without carrots, no, carrots are just really healthy. I think I'm going to actually give it to Coca-Cola. I don't think that anybody could argue Coca-Cola should have been invented or is good for us in any way. Carrots are definitely good. Plastic, you're going to get it for Coca-Cola. Bronny, Coca-Cola has employed many people and has probably killed a lot of people. And if Coca-Cola wasn't invented to employ people, I'm sure those people would have still found jobs. That's the fun part just about Just Five Thoughts. You have to make the answers up fast on the spot. Well, the drug cartels in Mexico also employ people, but that doesn't mean they're good. This should be their commercial. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. All right. Cryptocurrency. Oh, that's a good answer. I don't think... I don't think that that's nearly damaging enough, and I think there's benefits to crypto. I don't invest in it. It's not my area of expertise by any means whatsoever, but it seems like there's benefits. Sure, some people lose money investing in it, but I don't really seem like there's a lot of harm to crypto. I know don't know much about it. I don't think crypto would be a good answer. Carbon dioxide releasing machines. This is way too much for me to Google. W. Is it okay if I pass? Oh. Google it. I definitely think crime is the best answer. I don't need a science like Google. CO2, carbon dioxide is considered to be minimally toxic by inhalation. The removing machines takes it out of the air and they concentrate it into some places. So they're trying to unpoison the air. So we're not going to give it to that. Tree, you said cash games that are fake. I hate when people scam people. You're going to get it. Tree, welcome to the scoreboard. You and Plastic are going to get the bonus point since we are playing. What is this called? King of the Hill as the bonus. Tree, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you were entered in as red. We're just going to give it to Coca-Cola and cash games that give fake money or fake cash games. Welcome back, Tree. We're not going to be on too much longer, but welcome to the scoreboard as a former champion. Your orange in is red. You and Plastic are also getting bonus point. That was rough. Can we do what Bronny suggested? Adult try one? Yes. We spent 80 years on this. I'm sorry, Maddie. That was a rough one. Shannon's criminal for taking a point from us. Sorry, guys. Tree, you're number 12 on the scoreboard, so you have the number 12 token. Sharing the throne with Plastic, as per request, and we're going to move on to... This was a good one, though. I agree. It was a good one. It was very debatable. It was a really good one. I liked the question. I wish I was in a... Bro, cigarettes. 20 minutes later, nobody said cigarettes. Nobody said crime, and Maddie thinks carrots should have won. This is hilarious. Oh my God. There was some just diabolically great answers, and we had to debate some fun ones. This is awesome. I think my carrot should have won. I think some people would have agreed with you. Cigarettes is a great answer. Crime is a great answer. What is going on with this? Yes, Richard, you guys do always put a smile on my face. I love streaming. You guys, this entire community, this entire community. Oh, that's fair. You guys always make my days and my weeks better, and I really appreciate it. Adult Tri-Bond is right here. Tricky Tri-Bond is what I like to call it. Well, that's not family friendly, Maddie, and that's what yeah, but it's an appropriate. Actually, it's not family friendly, but it is an appropriate answer to the question. So I'm actually gonna retract it. All right, that's fine. It's sometimes when there's an appropriate answer like that to this question, I think it is in a sense family friendly. I don't know if it's family friendly, but it's an appropriate answer that's not too overbearing. So, because I would agree that should not have been invented, and I think that is a very appropriate question because it ruins lives, and I think that's family friendly and a good level of awareness. No one said child neglect. Man, guys. You know, as a family-friendly environment, we're not very moral here, apparently. Hey, Tim, welcome back. We just got done playing Justifiable Thoughts, and a rough round. There we missed some obvious answers there. Oh my God, that was good. We're going to go ahead and move on to Tricky Tri-Bond. Welcome back, Tim. The first two people to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Runner, point, doubling cube. You know, if you guys would have said either of those C words, I would have counted it. I wouldn't have removed it. There are just some words that no matter what the question is, the answers, even if the answers are acceptable, they're just definitely not family friendly. Crack and cocaine would have been appropriate answers because those are things that ruin people's lives and the world should not have invented them. And sometimes conversations like that have to happen. So it would have been fine. Dope, however, starts with a D. I don't see the answer yet, by the way. The first person to tell me these three things have in common will get a point. Runner, point, doubling cube. They are terms in blank. There's just a few words that are just absolutely unacceptable, even if they would be an appropriate answer. going to put 30 seconds on the clock. I can't say it unless 2 people say it. Runner, point, doubling, cube. Only accepting answers above when I said done. And it's not poker terms. All right, it was terms in backgammon for Brawny. However, I do have to give the points to them because I did not say Brawny's name before the timer went off. So Plastic and Tree are going to get the bonus points. Brawny, if I said it a second sooner, you would have gotten it, my friend. These are so hard. These are awesome. Dad loved that game. Awesome. It's this is probably, what is the answer? They were terms in backgammon. This is the hardest game. Password's the most strict game we play, but this is the hardest game we play. We don't play it often. We play I typically play the easier version. I have a kid's version of Tribon. This is the adult's version of Tribon. And it's challenging. It's also very old relative to games. We're going to move on to another round of Tricky Tribon. The first 2 people to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point. We have a war hero, a Christmas tree, a new apartment. I love the difficult games. Good. Some people do, some people don't. So I like to have a range of games to play. You guys are going in the right direction. A war hero, a Christmas tree, a new apartment. All right. Decorations and decor. Brawny for decor. Plastic for decorations. Javier, you said ornaments, and I was like, that's close. But then I'm like, well, that actually only makes sense for one. Because the metal, you're not putting an ornament on a war hero. But it was close. It was close. I almost gave it to it, and then I realized that it wasn't close enough. But decor and decorations for Brawny and Plastic. All right, moving on to another round of Tricky Tribon. This is really funny. On the Tribon card, actually, I'm just going to do it real quick. Moving on to another round of Tricky Tribon. Yellow, black, Baltic. Yellow, black, Baltic. C's, Plastic and Javier. Tim, you were a close one on that. Yeah, I like the difficult ones as well. It's fun for me. It slows it down a little bit too, which is nice sometimes. Plastic and Javier. Gotta make sure that point. So the really fun thing about Tribon is, I'm going to show you guys a card real quick. About 15 minutes left. So here are the cards, and they have a challenge on the back. That was the challenge one, yellow, black, and Baltic, and the answer was C's. That was the challenge one. However, they actually modeled their entire kids version off of these challenge cards, and so they have these where they have the normal ones are super hard, and their challenge ones ended up being the easier ones. Tribon, the kids version, actually was completely based off of the challenge one. So that what they thought would be challenging was easier, and what they thought would be easier is ridiculously hard. So it's kind of funny how that went opposite for them. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on to another round of Tricky Tribon. That's why sometimes when we're playing Tricky Tribal and you guys have an easy one, that's because one has a challenge mode that ended up being the easier one. Moving on, we have the first two people to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point. Horton Hears a Who, Green Eggs and Ham, Hop on Pop. We have about 15 minutes left. Dr. Seuss, Bronny, and Javier. Moving on to another round. It was close. Oh, man. Sclera, iris, cornea. Eye, plastic, and Tim. Tim, welcome back. It's good to see that you came back. Tim, welcome to the scoreboard. Since you and plastic are also getting the bonus point, since I said you guys got the point and then the timer went off. Tim, you were number 13 on the scoreboard, coming in with 2 points right with the timer. And plastic, you're also going to get the bonus point. And your normal point. Tim, you're number 13 on the scoreboard, which means you have the number 13 token. And it will be yellow. You're going to share the throne with plastic. Let's go. Awesome. We've got about 10 minutes left. Guys, for anybody who might have missed the announcement earlier, I have 2 quick announcements to make. Starting next month, I will be doing a giveaway, free giveaway. There's no financial way to enter it, so it's completely free. All you have to do is play. I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to do it every month, and starting next month, every single time, starting November 1st, every single time you get your name on the scoreboard, I will put your name on a raffle ticket and drop it in a hat. No purchase necessary. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. It's a free giveaway, though. Every time your name goes on the scoreboard, I'll put a raffle ticket in the hat. You can get 1 ticket per day, not per stream, just in case I do multiple a day again. 1 ticket per day. At the end of the month, or I'm sorry, probably the first of the next month, the very first live, I will draw a name out of the hat or whatever system I decide to use. And I will let you pick between different prizes. You'll have what you're giving away. So I'm going to have it'll grow over time. At first, I'm only going to give 1 away because people are all over the world, and I'm going to be paying for shipping, and I might have to ship it well across the world. So I might use the bingo machine. We'll see. I don't know if I'll have enough balls for it, though. But anyway, some things I'm going to let you guys choose. Some of the prizes could be you can have my book. I also have some other little things. Like I have some dice sets as well that are going to go in here. Let me see if I can grab them out. Whoever's name I pull will be able to choose from a small pool of prizes, and I hope diamonds and gold. No, I wish. I hope that the prize pool will. I want your hat. You cannot have my hat. I hope the prize pool will increase from everything. I have these little dice sets as well. Since this is a game show, I have these little D&D dice sets that I got to give away. The winner will be able to pick 1 prize. I also have a new special prize coming soon that I'm not announcing until it's here. You can have my cat for free. You don't even have to win. And as I start getting more funds from the channel, I will hopefully do more than 1 prize a month. However, for now, to keep it budget friendly for myself, I cannot commit to doing more than one a month because I don't even know how much it's going to cost. The only stipulation is you have to live in a country that USPS ships to. That's the only stipulation. So as long as you're pretty much, I think they ship to every country that's not at war, which is a small handful. So as long as you don't, this is my favorite hat. As long as you don't live in one of the few countries that's at war right now, you should be eligible for me to ship it to you at no cost to you. So, and no, you cannot buy extra tickets. For me to keep this legal, it has to be, hey, Sasso, for me to keep this legal, I cannot accept money from anybody, which I don't want to because it's just not what I want to do. I want to have it to where every time you guys get your name on the board, you get a ticket. So you could get up to 30 tickets a month or 31, depending on the month, or 28, depending on the month. Yeah, and I'll just pull. And eventually, I would like to do it more often, give more prizes, or I'm sorry, pull more names and have a better pool of prizes. For now, we're going to do that. The other announcement is I'm going to be taking a week off exactly 15 days from now. Javier isn't winning. Ooh. No, Sasso, do you think we just flush him? Do you flush the slacker? No, I'm kidding. Of course we don't. Wait. Well, I'd like to get back to 6 days a week. How am I going to get the address to ship to us? I'm probably going to have you guys email me. If a minor wins, if somebody under the age of 18 wins, I'm going to have to talk to a parent before I mail you guys the prize. Bronny, I think I missed it. No, Bronny, you were here when I think I said it earlier about I'm going to start doing the giveaway. I'm not trying. I'm keeping it legal. Well, Tree, I believe your parent, it comes in here, which is actually makes it a lot easier if you're the person who wins. As long as, yeah, there is two stipulations now that I think about it. The first one is you have to live in a country that USPS ships to. And the second one is if you're not 18 years old, I would still give you the prize. I just have to have the permission of your parents for me to send it to you, so that way it can stay legal because the integrity of my game career is very important. So everything has to be done by the book from the state that I'm in, at least. So, what did Plastic request? Can I have a signed photo of you and Javier if I win? We can add that to the prize pool, Plastic. But if I put a picture of Javier and me up here, signed, and you never win, and it sits here in the prize pool for years, I don't know if I'll feel good about that. No, I'm kidding. And they have to exchange info on Discord. I'll probably email. You guys, I have it on Discord to where people cannot direct message me just in case it blows up. I have to be very careful with my privacy because I've had some people threaten me on here before. So I just take my privacy very serious, especially because I'm living with family. Richard, that's awesome. Tim and I'm going to pause this since we're talking, but Tim and Plastic, you guys are going to get the bonus points. So there are a lot of things that I have planned long-term for the stream. I do not own. I'm going to leave from here. I'm probably going to be renting. And I would love to, got to go see you tomorrow. Awesome Tree, have a great one. All right, guys, we're actually going to be done playing. I have about 5 minutes left or so, so we're already talking, so I'm just going to keep talking. I would love for you guys to be able to send me pictures and stuff, and I'll hang them up. I think that'd be super cool. There's also another thing I want to do is I want to replace the game night tapestry with another tapestry. It's not going to happen yet. I want it to still say game night, but I actually want a map of the world, and I want to take a little pin for everyone in the Hall of Fame, and I want to pin where you're from in the world because I think that'd be so cool to get a visual representation of the audience all around the world as the background. That's been something I want to do. However, that's actually been on my plan. That's a cool idea. Nice, awesome. I'm glad you guys like it. I had that plan a long time ago. I just have to be careful. I can't commit to too many things right now because it's just I'm moving hopefully next year, and so that sounds like an incredible pain to take down after that's up, and I don't have the money to do absolutely every improvement that I want to right now. So why not go green screen? Then you can digitally change the map. It's not a bad idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I do actually plan on having a green screen. The current setup I have right now is probably not going to change until I move. Once I move, I will have a lot more freedom for all of the ideas that I've been writing down. However, I'm actually gonna. That's a good idea, though. Yeah, thank you. That's a good suggestion. Get Javier to build you a big frame. Actually, I could build it myself. Thanks to Javier. Javier loves framing. Yeah, I learned a lot about framing from working with Javier and his dad when I was younger. Also, if you want to have other effects behind the map, like when you flush the toilet, it's like a waterfall behind you. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, so I'm just really limited right now because I actually have two desks in here. I have this table and then I have another desk behind and I have a loft bed. I mean, like this one room I'm operating on is my studio for the game stuff. It's my office behind you. I sleep in here and I work out in here. So I'm so limited right now because of space and finances that once I am out of here and I have more space and I have a little bit more finances, you guys are going to see a lot of improvements. There's even some things I've tried that did not work here. Like I got a projector. I had so many games ready. I guess they're technically still ready for when I have a projector, when I can just set up a projector. Oh, there's so many more things I can do. But I couldn't get the projector to work in here, unfortunately. Thank you, Tib. Sasso, oh, I didn't know you two knew each other. It all makes sense now. Yes, he has. I've been friends with Javier. Javier and I have been friends for 17 years. Or just about 17 years. Yeah, you guys are going to see a lot of major improvements to this stream. It just takes some time. I can see your potential scale. Thank you, Tim. I have a lot of plans to scale. I just am limited. Just limited. And once those limits are broken, which they will be eventually, you guys will cease. You guys are going to see a lot of changes. And I'm so excited. I write them all down. Like all of your guys' suggestions I write down. I have a bunch of things I want to add that will just come over time. So they'll just come over time. Slowly over time. Well, kind of slowly over time until I move. Once I move, they're going to rapid fire. Like the first few weeks when I was really setting up and you guys saw a lot of changes right away. And then once I move, then you guys are going to see a lot of changes. I plan on having multiple studios for the game show, so we can do very big variety of things. Sasso, the stream is very well done at this point already. Well, thank you, Sasso. It's going to, it's going to always be the same format where, it's going to be the same format where first person to answer will get a question. You still not read Andy McNabb? No, I have not, Richard. I have not. I'm not allowing myself to do anything fun, quote unquote fun, until I move out. I need to get my finances in order. I'm still recovering from the divorce, and so and it's been a lot longer to recover. So I can't do anything that's not work related until I set the boundary for myself, from myself. I'm not doing I'm not doing anything that isn't work related. Almost anything that isn't work related until I move out. Just because I need to get my stuff together. It's been recovery's just been taking longer than I thought it would, and that's okay though. I have it written down though. It's still written down. I still have it written down. But yeah, I can't read anything for leisure right now until I'm in a better position. My actual name is Plastic Fantastic. That's how you win. He'll get 2 if I win. Win a 2025 calendar of very tasteful photos of Shannon playing different board games. No, Sass. Oh my god. Baronator, I'm glad you're still alive. I've seen a couple of other lives attempting games and quizzes, and they just don't hit the same spot. You know, I've had some people come in here and say that they were going to try to emulate it, and I said, go ahead, let me know if you do. I would love to watch. They lack the pizzazz of this stream. Well, I can't stand, fortunately, but one day I will be back. Baronator, you take all the time you need. I know you're going through some stuff in life. You take all the time you need. We're here for you in the Discord. We're here for you here. Here's a little firework to hopefully help out with whatever you're going through, and I hope everything works out. Yeah, Sasso, this would be a very hard thing for somebody to uphold for a long time if they're not passionate. I'm deeply passionate about games. You're welcome, Baronator. Firework on the green screen. That's a good one, too. I want to write that down. Thank you, Tim. I'm deeply passionate about games, and so something like this is very natural for me to be able to keep going, whereas if somebody's not... And also, a lot of this stuff, there's not a single game on here that I could pull out of the box and start playing right away. Everything... I have to have a variation for every single game in here to work on stream, and that's naturally what I do with game design. And so if that's not somebody's natural ability, it's going to just be a difficult thing to try to do. I'm not saying people shouldn't do it. It's awesome. I think this is a great environment, and I'd love to see other people try to do it, but it's not an easy thing to do. Whatever your sound effects are, if you can think of a visual to match it. I have a gavel. I had police lights to go with the police siren at one point. I had a really good light show the first couple weeks. I spent too much money on it and realized I was too broke, so I had to return them. And some of them were just of cheap quality. What else do I have? Where's my board? What other sound effects do I have? I have, the champion announcements. I'm going to stop that. What else do we have? The flush. Oh, the ding, ding, ding. The buzzer. What else do we have? What is this? That's a balloon pop. I probably shouldn't do the gun one. The gong, the air horn. There's a lot of sounds on here I don't normally use. What is the T? Oh, the technical difficulties. There's, of course, the flush. All right, Plastic, thank you for popping in. Tomorrow we're going to do the board game night, same stuff as typical, most of the same games, a couple different ones. And we'll be doing Reaper's Revenge for the bonus game. Thank you, Plastic, for joining. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you, Sasso. It was a lot of trial and error. It developed a lot from when it first started. And it definitely developed into this. And I love doing this. This is my favorite part of my week. This is definitely streaming is... if I'm going through some stressful stuff, which I have been lately in life, you guys always put me in a better mood, and you guys make my life a lot better. So thank you, and I appreciate that. You think I have good hosting skills, and I'm glad you like the way it's run, because I also take a lot of feedback from you guys, and I like to hear what works for you guys, what you like and what you don't like, and that's why I write down all of your suggestions, whether it has anything to do with the stream or things I should check out, like Richard suggested Andy McNabb, which it's written, and I do love to read. I just will not be able to get to it soon. So I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad you guys like it. I'm excited. Once my limitations are taken off, I'm really excited. I have so many things. But I try not to talk about the things that I want to add because I know they're far out and I don't want to excite you guys and I don't want to make false promises, even though I know I'm going to add them. I just don't know when. And then I feel like it's too big of a tease because I can't predict when it'll happen. So, although the giveaway is going to start November 1st. I was going to wait until December, but then I thought of it and I could at the very least do my book or dice until the other things come in if I'm not ready with the other products yet. But so either way, we're going to start doing the giveaway. Hey, L. Edwin, we're actually, I am at 65 minutes over when I said I was going to get off. Now I'm an extra 5 minutes over. Guys, we're actually going to be done for the night. I will be back on tomorrow at hopefully 5 p.m. You guys will see an announcement from me on the community post about when I will be starting tomorrow. We will be doing Reaper's Revenge, having a good board game night. But for now, I really need to get off and hope I can get a good night's sleep. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see. For now, thank you guys again. Thank you everybody for coming in for another good night, and I'm super excited for tomorrow. I think after tomorrow, it'll probably be a few days again until I stream. Awesome. It'll be hopefully no earlier. Well, I definitely won't be starting any earlier than 5 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. And it shouldn't start too much later than that. Check my post in the morning. Everybody have a great night. Thank you guys again.